Hey everybody, welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Ayla Belle, and we've been seeing a lot of big creators fall off or take a step away from creating after a decade or more of doing this. This is something that I was really paying attention to because right now I just kind of create content for fun. But I would hopefully like to do something with this in the future, whether it's outside of YouTube or continuing on this platform. I really enjoy this medium. Something that was very interesting to me in all of this discourse was, why do we create content in the first place? And do we keep the elements that are important to us as we develop or grow? With my channel having seen a number of changes in the short time I've been doing this, I thought that it would be nice to set a bit of a ground and give you a bit of a history into why I use video as a medium, and maybe set expectations for myself in the future of what is important to me today. So rewinding the clock really quickly, let's go to 2010. This is the first time I was taking a communication and technologies course. And it's funny because I look back and in so many ways it was very rudimentary, but we got to make a small team and really explore this medium. We actually even created a bit of a media channel. I was working on audio engineering, for example, and we had someone behind cameras and we had people doing lighting and makeup, etc. And it's kind of funny because someone that I went to school with is also a content creator these days. If you have not heard of So Long Girl, I highly recommend you check out her channel. She has had a lot of fun traveling the world and sharing those travels. So this course really did spark the flame for us in being able to use video as a means of communication to people. We get to share our stories, we get to share our lives, we get to share an idea, and it's cool to see that take off and ignite and excite other people. Ironically, in this course, there was also a lot of time that I was slacking off and maybe surfing the web. And this is where I also first discovered YouTube. And big creators that come off the top of my head right now were like Smosh, Jenna Marbles, and it's awesome having been able to follow these creators through such a long trajectory. Fast forward a little more now. I'm in college and I'm going to school for visual and creative arts. I'm using drawing and painting as a medium to communicate, and I also have some courses that are in photography and video editing. I got to play around with fun programs like Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro. And at this time, we were also seeing better access to technologies. All of a sudden, everyone had a camera in their pocket, which was their phone. And a friend got the first GoPro I ever held hands on. So as we were skateboarding and longboarding and doing tricks, we were using the cameras to film our journeys. And we were also helping to make a YouTube video for his sister who was taking off. It's just been an amazing journey to see how far video has blown up as people have got more access to it over the last decade. Now, maybe in college I was a little wild and perhaps a bit reckless at times. As much as there was a lot of fun going on, it was a lot of escapism, and I was really struggling with my gender identity and showing my authentic self to the world at large. But it was with the help of discovering content creators, and I have to give major shoutouts here to the likes of Gigi Gorgeous and Steph Signati and Maya Henry, that I realized there was the potential for me to live the life I wanted to live, how I knew myself to be, and that it could be a success story, that it wasn't going to be a failure. And for someone who grew up like strict religious kind of upbringing, it seemed, it was honestly just a huge relief. With like Steph Signati and Maya Henry, they both had like a timidness, which I also felt because I was really shy and uncomfortable with like who I ultimately was and how I would share that. And thus kind of began my journey of transitioning. I don't think that I could have taken the steps without seeing other people share their stories. It really enlightened me and it really shed light on a lot of the questions I had and made it more affirming for me that this was the step I wanted to take. And as a sense of gratitude and also wanting to document my past present, and future as I went through this journey, decided that I wanted to pay homage, that I wanted to also share my story. So with the small, simple things that I had at the time, I began my YouTube journey.
Hey everyone, I'm Ayla Mode. Hey everyone, it's your girl Ayla Mode. Hey everyone.
Originally, it started off just to document the transition, just to see how things evolved. It also would give me something to look back on, so that way maybe at the 4-month mark when I was feeling very insecure about the changes, I could look back at who I was at the very beginning and see how far I had come. That is what video, as a bit of a time capsule and just a recording of who I was at moments in time. It was really a huge coping mechanism through my transition journey, to not lose who I was. I could just look at my eyes at various points and know whether I was making the right steps. And I was. Ultimately, I do think that my transition has been like a huge success. All my friends and family would immediately stand by and say, this is the best version of myself. And I feel it, and I know it in my bones. And as much as I love the trans community for the strength it gave me in being able to start my journey, being stuck in that space as a content creator was just not it. Honestly, the amount of discourse and just like the increasing politicizing of our lives as trans people is just incredibly difficult space to stay in and talk about nonstop. So for myself, and as a self-preservation method, I could no longer continue making content about transitioning. But I developed a beautiful community with awesome people who continue to reach out even today. And I didn't want to leave that behind. I wanted to continue exploring video as a method of communications. And pretty well since my transition videos, my content has been a little all over the board. And if there's anything I've learned from being an artist through drawing and painting, it's that when I have lost inspiration, it is time to go out and seek more. And that's exactly what happened. So while I was trying to create content and being a little all over the map, I discovered the likes of Noah VDE, a small Canadian creator who honestly just documented their travel journeys so well, I felt like I was a part of the journey with them. So incredible and super inspiring, especially from a small creator. And then obviously big creators like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, Chris Howe, Lizzie Pierce, and then came Kara and Nate. And I was blown away because Kara and Nate not only inspired me in video creating and watching their journey go from the most basic of basic to literally creating massive scale, almost like television shows, just the two of them. Mind-blowing stuff, truly mind-blowing. But they weren't just doing that, they were traveling the world full time and also learned to do that through travel hacking. I was just so blown away. I'm a bit of a risk taker. That is something that kind of came to me through like trying to prove like feigned masculinity, but I don't know if I could do it on the scale that Kara and Nate did. Honestly, so inspiring. And of course, through Kara and Nate, I found even more amazing travel creators. Fun for Louie, Eamon and Beck, Kinging It. The list goes on, and I just was so engrossed. So then when my time finally came along to go to Australia, I was like, this is it. I can finally do some travel tubing. But I didn't realize the grip that COVID as a whole put on me, as well as the added pressure of moving to a new country and navigating a relationship. It was a lot to handle and to navigate, and I ultimately felt the pressure. As you've seen, I also came back and was dealing with a number of other things that happened on the side of that, losing access to my hormones, taking time off, and trying to get back to that. So it has been a journey, to say the least. Now that you've endured an unnecessarily drawn out history, why do I create content? I create content because without watching movies or seeing the stories of the people that really inspire me, I would never have got off my butt and tried to take the chance myself. I'm hoping that if I can do anything in my life, if I can make something of myself, that it inspires others, that if I can do it, you can too. This is the power of our generation. This is the power of the internet. And honestly, it's just being that little bit fearless, getting off your butt and taking the step. And this is another amazing message that a great creator, Fearless and Far, has put out into the world a lot. Amazing content from them as well. Sharing stories. I don't know if anyone cares for my story, but I'm a bit of a weird nostalgic person, and every once in a while I need to look back on time capsules in my life, be it my sketchbooks, old posts that I put up on Facebook, whatever it be. It's nice to be able to go back and look at who I was and where I am today. It's important to have that perspective. So sharing my story and putting it out there as a bit of a time capsule for even myself to look back on is super important to me. Creating community. I didn't set out to find a community with creating videos, but community found me, and I am so grateful for it, and I just want to continue to nurture and foster this as I continue to grow and explore this medium. I still talk to some of you today, and it warms my heart so much to know that I'm not alone out here in the universe. All of us need that. Loneliness is truly a killer. So jump forward a couple of days, and I'm actually in the middle of editing this video for you guys right now. And I've really been thinking about this last question: what kind of content can you expect from me moving forward? In short, I am about to embark on a 4-month-long expedition. Truly, I have no idea how many videos it's going to end up being condensed down into, but I'm going to try and capture as much of it as possible and put it out there for you guys. Partly for myself to remember and just wanting to share the experience. As a creator, I already feel quite overwhelmed with, do I have all the gear I want? Do I have the right lenses? And it can be so easy to feel stifled before I even start. And at the end of the day, I need to stop worrying about the end product or what you guys want to see, and I just need to practice the craft and do what excites me. And this really brings me to what I saw in Chris Howe's What Happened to This Channel video. And I think his main takeaway in that video is just so perfect. At the end of the day, you have to do the work. So back to the question of what type of content can you expect on this channel? There will be lots of travel videos coming up, which I'm excited to share. I do think I also want to do like creator response videos where I kind of talk ad lib about how excited or impassioned I feel after watching certain creators talk, especially because there is becoming so much more discourse on how this platform, YouTube, is shifting. I do really want to continue my small town mall goth videos. That is something that I'm genuinely passionate about, but I kind of have like weird phases and it will cycle back around. I'm just trying to make sure I create stuff as I'm passionate about it. Thank you so much for following along. Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are on any of this, and let me know what inspires you. I would love to know, do you make videos? Why did you make videos? What videos inspire and excite you? What was your introduction to YouTube? And what keeps you kind of coming back? Again, interested in hear and talk about this beautiful medium, this beautiful platform, and what it can be. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. It is a pleasure having you and getting to make a bit of a connection. And until next time, we'll see where this all goes.